Hello friends, welcome. Today is a Young Living unboxing. If you are new here to this channel, my name is Amanda Willis. I empower families to wellness authentically through biblically rooted principles. And one of my favorite, absolute favorite, actually totally hands down, my absolute favorite tool for doing that and for living a wellness lifestyle is Young Living essential oils. So today I'm going to unbox for you my monthly wellness box as well as my husband's monthly wellness box, and I'm going to do them together and share with you what we got. So let's dive on in. All right, first up this month, you guys, I focused mostly on our basic essentials this month because coming up at the end of this week is our International Grand Convention. And there's always new products that are launched at convention, and so I'm crazy excited and I can't wait to share them with you. But I wanted to save some of my more fun money and makeup money and stuff and to see what launches this week. And so most of this order is actually supplements and nutritional products as well as some oils to restock. So diving right on in, first up is Agiles. I actually ordered this for my husband a couple months ago. He was recovering from a knee injury from skiing and he loved it so much. He said, would you throw another bottle of Agiles on our order? And so I did. Agiles is infused with frankincense resin powder. It also has turmeric and black pepper and collagen and glucosamine and oils like wintergreen and copaiba, clove, black spruce, lots of really, really great supportive things for healthy inflammation in the body. It says on here that it supports healthy cartilage and joint function. So this is a favorite of a lot of people. So we got some more Agiles for hubby, and then Omega Gize 3 for both of us. So Omega Gize 3, of course, is your fish oil, your omega, your coenzyme Q10, and vitamin D3. So that's why there's a little 3, to the power, or to the third power. That's how you say that. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've been in math class. To the third power is Omega Gize 3, because it's in all those 3 things. It's not just your average fish oil. Super, super beneficial for all the systems in your body. Then we have my essential zymes. I started taking these, 4 years ago now, and the only time I've missed it has been just a random morning when I've missed taking my supplements. I love Essential Zyme. My gut loves Essential Zyme. I know there's a huge difference when I don't take it. So Essential Zyme is coated in peppermint. It's actually a caplet, and it has all sorts of your digestive enzymes. It's the enzyme I take first thing in the morning because Young Living has a whole line of enzymes, and they're all formulated slightly differently for different purposes. This one is great 45 minutes about prior to a meal. And so if you take this about 45 minutes before your meal, it kind of gets your digestive system revved up and ready and says, hey, there's food coming, be ready. It's great first thing in the morning. It also has some hydrochloric acid in here. So the HCl, which I have taken other supplements. If you've been following this channel, you've probably heard me say that before. I was taking nutraceuticals before I found Young Living supplements. I used to think that only reason that Young Living, my fellow Young Living members talked about Young Living supplements was because they were distributors. And I was like, yeah, I got my supplements covered. I'll just stick with the oils until I tried them. And then I ditched my old ones and I jumped on these because they worked better than my old ones and they were more budget friendly. So Essential Zymes it is. Then Mineral Essence. I tried this the first time last month, friends, and I am going to be taking this regularly. I noticed a huge difference in my body, and I really, really like Mineral Essence. There is a quote. I will try to remember when I edit this to pop the quote right here for you guys. You can trace every disease back to a mineral deficiency in the body. And so in this day and age, our soil is so minerally depleted that we really need to be supplementing, because even if you're super intentional with your diet, you're likely missing out on a lot of minerals just because we don't have them in our environment anymore. But mineral essence is actually sourced from the Great Salt Lake in Utah, and then it's infused with essential oils, which of course opens up your cells and makes them more bioavailable. Every supplement that Young Living has, that's part of the reason they work so well, and you need less than you do of other supplements. This also has some honey and royal jelly in it. Super awesome. Okay, then last up supplement wise, it's not really a supplement, this is a food. Whoops. Our 2-pack of Ningxia Red, minimum. I do a 2-pack every month because both my hubby and I drink this. And actually, we claimed a couple of our essential rewards points, soon to be called loyalty rewards points. We claimed some of those for a 2-pack before we went to Atlanta. And while we were traveling, I made it kind of a challenge for us to see if we could get through 2 bottles in a week while we traveled. Whoops. Now, it's really not difficult to get through 2 bottles in a week, but to pace yourself at just the right pace. And we were pretty darn close. So love Ningxia. It of course is your whole body nutrient infusion. It is high in minerals as well. It also is super great in vitamin A and zinc and just all sorts of great things because it's infused with the Ningxia wolfberry, crazy high in antioxidants, and then of course also some essential oils as well. I have a whole video I did on Ningxia Red that I'll be sure to link in the description for you below. Then my one body care product this month, so funny. I feel like last month was a little heavy on body care products, so this month it's deodorant. Easy peasy. Now Valor deodorant is my favorite, but it's out of stock. So this is the CitraGuard. I've been using Cinefresh and I really like the Cinefresh, but it's summer, so I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit and go with the CitraGuard. This one is infused actually with oils like grapefruit and black cumin and lemon and thyme and geranium and tea tree and lavender and rosemary and sage. So it's really bright, it's herbaceous and uplifting, I feel like, versus the Cinefresh is more spicy and grounding. So that's kind of the difference between those two. And then of course Valor smells like Valor. Beautiful, lovely Valor. Oh, Valor. Okay, moving on. These are the oils that we paid for, and then I'll show you the oils that we got free this month as our gift with purchase product promotions. So I am restocking a lot of my Raindrop Technique oils. So I have started doing Raindrop in a bottle that we're using on our feet and our spine at night before bed every night in the current environment. But we also like to do the full Raindrop Technique as well. And I noticed I was getting kind of low on some of those oils. So some of these are mainly for Raindrop, but then I use these oils for other things as well. But these ones are going in my Raindrop kit. So this is basil. Basil is part of Raindrop. It is wonderful for muscles, for soothing really tense muscles. And it is great for head tension sometimes. It's also really great to diffuse for focus. But this is in Raindrop a lot because of the way that it works with your muscles. So, sorry, stumbling over words, trying to remain compliant in my videos. Then we have marjoram, and marjoram is also a part of Raindrop therapy, and it is actually the most balanced in the compounds of the chemistry in oils. So it is almost even in its phenols, its monoterpenes, and its sesquiterpene content, which if you know anything about the chemistry of essential oils, that might make you geek out a little bit. If you don't, I highly recommend you check out a little bit of information on monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, and phenols, because it'll blow your mind. So we got marjoram, that goes in my Raindrop Technique kit, as well as cypress. Cypress is one that's incredibly grounding. I love this one for emotional support, I also really like this one. There's a lot of things I like it for that I can't say on video, unfortunately, but it is part of the raindrop technique. And do some research in your reference guides on cypress. This is one pretty awesome oil. Next up, these are not part of raindrop technique, but these are everyday oils for me. Lavender. Lavender. What would we do in this world without lavender, right? It's known as the Swiss Army knife of oils. This goes in our diffuser at bedtime just about every single night. Sometimes I mix it up a bit, but usually when I mix up our bedtime blend, there's still lavender in whatever I put in the diffuser. So great for that. I keep a bottle in the kitchen, you know, handling hot pans. Sometimes skin needs a little soothing. All things soothing. Lavender is great for, especially in the summer months, it's really good. And then fun, interesting way that I started using lavender is putting a drop into my watering can. So I have a great big watering can and I put 1 drop of lavender in there before I water my plants in our garden in the morning. So that just really helps to support healthy soil and is really nourishing for the plants. Next up, frankincense. Y'all, this is a tiny bottle of frankincense because I was trying to keep our orders right within the gifts with purchase product promos to stretch my budget for convention order later this week. So I had to go with the 5 milliliter of frankincense. Very soon I'll be getting a 15 because girl can't go without her frank. So this, I do a drop on my tongue every morning. If you've watched my oil with me video, you know this goes on my skin every day as well. It has been really, really helpful for me as I have battled a whole lot of skin issues over the years and just helping to even back out my skin after those issues. Frankincense is wonderful for that. This is Frankincense Vitality. It is labeled that way, which means it's labeled as a supplement. It is the exact same oil in this 5 milliliter Vitality bottle than as the one that comes in the 15 milliliter red label frankincense bottle. So my regular frankincense, I love to put in the diffuser when I need a little bit of extra mental support and clarity. Emotional support though, if I feel like I'm struggling, any day I will put some Frankincense Vitality in a capsule. It is great paired with orange. If you feel, ladies especially, you know that time around the month when emotions just tend to be a little bit shorter. This is golden. You're welcome. Then, and of course it's so great for, you know, cellular health and all of the things. Do a little bit of research on frankincense. You won't regret it. Next up are our free oils this month. So these are now called gifts with purchase. They used to be called product promotions, but it's really a lot more accurate to call them gifts with purchase. So I'm kind of glad that the name has changed on those. Now, both of these are at the 190 PV level, and I can't remember which one comes with the essential rewards, loyalty rewards, orders only, and which ones are with any order. One of these is available at 190 with loyalty rewards, and one of them is available with any order, and I don't know which of the two, but we're going to talk about both of them, so it's okay. Citronella is, of course, I feel like everybody knows citronella just like everybody knows lavender, because who has not been around a citronella candle outside in the summer months, especially if you grew up in the South, right? Like, you don't survive without your citronella candles in the summer, or at least I don't, because I'm mosquito bait. So I love using citronella. I have a bottle of this that I keep in my hiking backpack. I also keep Young Living's insect repellent, because for me, I need full on the Young Living insect repellent. My homemade blends of oils never worked for me in keeping pests off of me. However, what does work really well, I've noticed when we're hiking, if we're sitting down at a picnic table or somewhere to eat, and I want a nuisance-free, flying nuisance-free environment, I will take my citronella bottle, and because Young Living is so generous, they give citronella free, I feel like almost every year around this time. So I actually have several bottles of citronella on my shelf So I have no problem generously taking this oil, and I will just shake it like a salt shaker out this way. I'll go shake, 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 all the way around in a circle wherever we're sitting when we're hiking. Super helpful, super helpful. We're not having to swat while we eat, you know? It's also great to have in the hiking backpack for when you have to go into one of those composting toilet areas at the trailheads. You know, they stink in the summer when it's 100 degrees. It's terrible. Citronella is great for odors. So I like to just put a little bit. It's also really good for your skin. So I like to put a little on my finger and just rub it right underneath my nose. That way, when I walk inside those composting toilets, I also always have my thieves spray to spritz the toilet down and the handles down with. But then I can make it out without losing whatever I just ate beforehand. So that's citronella. Then we have Eucalyptus globulus. Now, all of the eucalyptus are slightly different in their constituents and therefore slightly different in what they are beneficial for. However, almost all of them are fantastic in chest rubs. So I like to use Eucalyptus globulus. I like to diffuse it in the spring and summer months. It's very uplifting. It kind of smells like a spa. I feel like eucalyptus, I associate eucalyptus with spas all the time. So whenever you just want a spa-like environment that's calm and uplifting, it's great for that. It's great to put in a chest rub. It's great to add to Epsom salts. Whenever you're taking a bath, be sure you add your essential oil to the Epsom salts first. And then that way, when you put them into the hot bath, you know, oil and water separate. And then that way, you're not worried about the oil on your skin because it's going to evenly disperse throughout the bath water instead of sitting right on top of it. So fantastic, beautiful, fresh scent eucalyptus. Then next to, I'm really excited, at the 250 PV level is Aromaseas this month. Aromaseas, so any purchase of 250 PV or more, you get a bottle of Aromaseas. And this is a blend of basil and marjoram. You saw those two oils earlier, didn't you? Lavender, saw that one too. Peppermint, cypress, and, oh, that's it, and cypress. I have a little bit of a ring light glare in my eyes. Did I skip one? No. Basil, marjoram, lavender, peppermint, and cypress. This is fantastic for your muscles and rubbing on to muscles. It's fantastic to add into Epsom salt bath, and it is a part of raindrop technique. So I was very thankful as I was refilling a bunch of my raindrop oils that this one was free because my other bottle is down to about right here. So it was going to be on my order anyway. Love when that happens. Free bottle. Then at the 300 PV level, peace and calming. Friends, Young Living was out of peace and calming for 2 years, 3 years, maybe. It is one of our top selling oils along with Valor. And this is one of my favorite seed to sale stories because it is to me one that proves Young Living's promise of people over profit and always doing the right thing. And they were out of this product. It is, like I said, one of their #1 best sellers. The reason they were out of it is because there was one plant in both Peace and Calming and Valor that they could not ethically source any longer. So they paused production. Now, what they could have done was continue to source it and that it not be in an ethical manner anymore and, you know, strip the environment of things. Or they could have replaced it with another oil and not said anything and just kind of tried to run it under the radar. But they didn't. They said, hey, this is what's going on. We're working on trying to find an alternative for this, either finally getting it sourced enough, or if we can't get it sourced in quantity enough, reformulating it so that it is just as good as it was before, but in ethical manner still, right? So they went without their top 2 selling oils. It was actually over 2 years, I believe, because I think I was in Young Living for 2 years before I saw this. And they were out of it for so long that they actually had a different blend. They had a Valor 2 and a Peace and Calming 2. Not the same at all, but they tried. They did a quick version that was similar benefits, but there is just something magical about these 2 blends and how well they work. So very, very thankful to have them back in hand, both Valor and Peace and Calming. But for a 15 milliliter bottle of Peace and Calming to be free, so generous. This is at the 300 PV level. Friends, build up your stash of Peace and Calming. It is what the name says it is. So you may have heard me say before, I think I've shared it on here, that my Surviving 2020 blend last year was Peace and Calming and Valor together in the diffuser. And I have even given out several roller bottles of that throughout the year with to friends of mine that were kind of needing a little bit of extra support who wasn't last year, right? So those 2 together are beautiful. It is like one of the most amazing blends ever, but it is also great. This is a great one for children when they're running around, when you need a little peace and calming in the house. Pop it in the diffuser, get a little spritzer bottle of it. You can spritz your kids if they're resistant to coming over and putting oils on. You can spritz down their bed sheets. You can put this on their stuffed animals so that they can breathe it in. So many great uses for Peace and Calming. It is beautiful, and it is a blend of, I should tell you, tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy. Super helpful for emotions, of course, and then just also it's one that I can feel my heart rate go from really, really fast to returning slower when I feel uptight, if that makes sense. So those are the free oils for this month and the end of our wellness box order. Thank you so much for joining, friends. I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon and sharing what's new at convention. But stay tuned for another video real soon. Take care, friends. Cheers.